If you are a people pleaser, I'm hoping that this video will be one of the most heartwarming things that you experience today. Because as a fellow people pleaser, I know what it's like to push the feelings and emotions down and suppress them so that we can do the people pleasing at the top here. Because if these things are up, then it's impossible to do the people pleasing to the degree that we would like to do it. And so we get good at suppressing, but we forget about ourselves. We forget who we really are in the process of that playing out over a long period of time. But there are things that help us remember who we are. There are pieces of art that really can remind us of the true essence of who we are and give us some signs and signals of the stories of the lives that are playing out with us. And these things are movies. Movies take us out of the real world. They can suspend reality for a while and take us into a dreamland where we're able to experience emotions and feelings that we don't normally experience. And all this happens in about 2 hours, and it's fantastic. So this quest is about going on a journey of picking your top 5 movies. What are your top 5 movies of all time? Now, I'm not talking about the movies that everybody else likes or that won Academy Awards or like were sensational across the world. I'm talking about the 5 movies that mattered to you the most. Let's get to that list. Now, that list is not very easy to get to. I know that because you have to really do a deep dive and you have to sometimes go back like 30 years to remember, wow, that was the one that was really important to me. But these movies and the themes that happen in these movies are so important to reminding us who we are and the stories that we're playing out in our own lives. So as you go on that journey, let me share just an example of one of them for me. Now, when I was about 19, 20, I saw City of Angels with Meg Ryan in the cinema for the first time. And that movie really, really moved me because it was the first time that I cried in a movie. It was the first time, she's on that bicycle at the end, bro. This dude's given up so much to be with her. And he gets a little moment in time that he is with her. And then she gets on that bicycle just to this is real life. And then she gets hit by the bus. And I remember I'm just feeling it now again for the first time as well. I remember I just couldn't believe it. And I remember crying in a movie for the first time. And never really made sense to me back then, but I look back on that memory with such fondness now. And I realize, my empathy's high, my compassion's high. Hearing stories of others that are triumphant but also sad, so triumph and sadness, I can really feel those emotions, and those were really meaningful to me. So City of Angels is high up on my list because it was the first time I cried in a movie. Okay, and it's a dope flick, it's a dope flick. It's hard to sometimes go watch the movies that meant a lot to us like back in the day, and you watch them now, like being them next to like what's being made in 2025, because like the quality's not like the same, or not how you really remember it, but the emotion's there, And let me give you an example of another one. Back to the Future, the series. For me, oh my goodness, Doc and Marty. Now, I always wondered to myself, why do I love this movie so much? Why do I love this series of movies? There's so many different things to love about it. But if I'm reflecting on it now in 2025, I've got a son, Malachi, who's 11 years old. Okay. And the relationship between Doc and Marty, they're like these mad scientists going through the world, going through life on this planet, and they've discovered this incredible technology that can help them, rewrite history. And I just see that relationship with me and my son. That's what I want. And that was played out again in Rick and Morty, in a different way, and like a more adult way as well. But it's funny, And when I watch Rick and Morty, it reminds me of me and Malachi. So Back to the Future for me, that's a peg in the sand for me. Another one that was intensely moving for me was Bruce Almighty. I remember watching Bruce Almighty at my brother's house, and I was going through a phase where I was questioning God about many things and having these deep debates within myself. And then this movie came along, and it put me in the place Jim Carrey was allowed to be God for a certain amount of time, and just played out all these weird and wonderful scenarios for me, and it just meant so much to me. I remember just I watched that movie 3 times in a row. I watched it at my brother's house, then I went home and I watched it 2 more times, and I couldn't believe this movie was made. It felt like it was made just for me, and that's on my list as well. And the amazing thing, oh man, it's just amazing. So where am I? I'm at City of Angels, Back to the Future. I'm just going to label the other ones for me. Is that Better Man, the new Robbie Williams movie, where he goes through his life story. Now, Robbie Williams is such an important figure in my life, and the people around me. Robbie Williams' Nebworth concerts. I used to watch that, and I still do, in fact, every Christmas. But it started out with my brother. We watched it every Christmas. We used to put that Robbie Williams concert on, and we just couldn't believe what we were seeing. This was just amazing thing. And I can't wait to do another video about the importance of Robbie Williams in my life, because it goes even further to my wife and an interesting story that she was involved with Robbie Williams. You will never believe it. Okay, then the next one is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. That really meant a lot to me. You know what I love about The Secret Life of Walter Mitty the most? Is that scene where he's on that skateboard just going down in the mountains, and I'm like, that's the scene. That's the scene. That scene means something to me. That scene means something to me. Okay, where am I at now? So I'm City of Angels, Back to the Future, Better Man, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. There's one more it'll come to me now. But anyways, so I've also had a little bit of fun. But if you can get your list of 5 together, and going to ChatGPT and using the robots to also spark some insight, is that I've gone there and I've said, okay, chat, these are my 5 favorite movies. What might that mean about me? What are the themes say about me? And see what it pops up. And it's an interesting way of seeing the themes and the things that are really important to you coming out. And they do such a nice summary, so I can really recommend doing that. So this is an exercise in remembering. This is an exercise in remembering who you are, because the themes and the stories that we fall in love with, that mean something to us, mean something to you for a very, very specific reason. And being a people pleaser, because we push all our stuff all the way down here, we need to do a remembering of who we really are, so we can bring this stuff up and go, you know what, this is who I am. I remember it now. And hopefully that this exercise was something that inspired you to remember, yes man, I can't believe this is who I am. Amazing. Ciao. I just realized that I did do 5. And I was looking for the other one. I was like, why can't I remember it? That's why I did 5. What are your 5? I'm so looking forward to finding out. I'm just rewatching that video that I made, and I realized I must have been much younger watching City of Angels, and I thought I'd just throw that in there. It's just like such a long time ago, guys.